Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we're going to tier 3 Doctor Doom with his brand new uniform at Mythic. But first, let's do a little highlight of his damage and how much it's increased at tier 2 with this brand new uniform. And this is a raw damage check because he has no obelisk whatsoever. So this is really just what the character can do sort of on his own. I'm also going to feature his rotation so you guys can get a better idea of how he is played. But we're also going to be comparing him to his old performance with his base look. Now, normally the base uniform for characters compared to their first uniform is a big leap because you're getting all those extra stats, but this one is a pretty stark contrast, so I really want to highlight that so you guys can see just how much stronger Doom got. So I was supposed to do a 1-minute comparison, but we're already at 9 bars and I'm already 3 bars ahead of where he was. So this is pretty crazy. This was from just a few days ago. Exact same team, no strikers, no obelisk. The only difference is the uniform, right? That's the only difference. At 1 minute, he was at 12 bars. At 1 minute and 16 seconds, I'm at 9 bars. And the reason why I'm stopping it here instead of letting it play out for 1 minute is I'm about to lose, right? I'm about to lose close to 10 seconds here with this charge up. So this is actually kind of misleading. Because I'm at 8 bars. I'm not at 9 bars. So at 4:16, 16 seconds earlier, I was 4 bars ahead. I think we hit 12 bars. I think we hit this sort of gap or this amount here at about 4 minutes and 35 seconds. So it took him about 25 seconds, less than half the time, to do the same amount of damage, which is crazy. And that goes to show you how much the buffs are worth. And that is not even considering one of his best buffs. And I'm going to show you now how to trigger that buff because it's actually really important. So all the buffs that I was doing, right, all the buffs that I was getting from his new uniform are great, but I was actually skipping his best buff, which is right here, which is applies to self, decrease damage received, ignores dodge by 50%, increases chain hit by 15% whenever you trigger the debuff. Now you can't trigger his debuff leadership with Ebony Maw's leadership. So I don't want to do this and lose out on the 40% energy attack. So all you have to do is use Ancient One Striker. Now Ancient One is a pretty premium striker, the only one in the game that's going to offer you that debuff immunity circle. You may want to use that for Scarlet, for Sharon Rogers or another character. But if you want to get the most out of your Doctor Doom, whether tier 2 or tier 3, this is how you do it, okay? So you see he gets hit there. So we're going to pop the... you're going to see, there we go, we get the 18-second buffs, and now he's actually going to be doing even more damage because we have those buffs up now. We have the chain hit buff up and everything else. So this is where it starts to get really crazy. We're going to go ahead and just fly back into the debuff circle and buff ourselves up again. This is a really, really unique way of playing him. I actually really like this kind of thing. So there you go. His damage is even better now. It took us 4:16 to get down to this cutscene. So now 4:27. So we just cut down our time by 11 seconds. 11 seconds. Just by adding Ancient One and then moving into those circles. So you do your rotation, right? You do your 1 cancel 4, cancel 5, delayed cancel 3. And then when you're in 3 and you're moving around, you just move into those circles. Those curing circles that Ancient One has dropped for you, and it's going to trigger the 18-second buff. You don't have to do it on every rotation. You have to do it on every other rotation to get that buff, or every third rotation or whatever. But then you'll get those buffs. 50% ignore dodge, which is so good against null. You know, 15% chain hit. We know how good that is with synergizing with Pierce and CTPs of energy. So really, really strong. Now, as far as the rotation goes, you're going to want to do 1 first because of the buff, the 30-30 buff with a 10% crit rate. It's only for 5 seconds, so it's a bit of a disappointment. You're still going to want to cap his crit rate. You're not going to want to leave his crit rate at 65% because, again, it's only a 6-second buff, and you're 5-second buff, and you're not going to be able to cast this every 5 seconds. You're going to cast this every like 7 or 8 seconds, so you will lose the crit rate for about 2 or 3 seconds. But now you can instantly cancel his first skill. So you're going to press 1 and then instantly cancel into 4. Now, if you're using a proc obelisk or a CTP of energy or a CTP of destruction, you're going to want to cancel 4 immediately into 5. And then you're going to delay the cancel on 5 for when he disappears, because that's when the circle will appear on the bottom for the missile. And then that's when you cancel into 3. Hopefully that is when you proc. And then you'll get the hits from 4, the hits from 5, and the hits from 3. Sometimes, unfortunately, you will proc on 5 accidentally. Now, if you have a PvP build or you have a CTP of energy, it's a different story. What you would do is you would do 1, cancel instantly into 4. You would wait for Dr. Doom to rise up and start blasting. Then you would cancel into 5. You, again, wait for the giant magic circle to appear like Doctor Strange's does. And then you would cancel that into 3. And then, you know, extend all that damage. You want to get hit during the 3rd skill as well, so don't dodge the enemy. And you should stand in front of the enemy and blast. You want to get hit because that accumulation lasts 10 seconds, so it's going to carry over into your next proc. However, your next proc with Dr. Doom is not going to feature the 5th skill because it still has that long 25-second cooldown. So his rotation is basically 1, without telling you when to cancel, 1, 4, 5, 3, and then 1, 4, 3. You can splash in the 2 if you have a rage, or if you have no proc obelisk, you can just splash the 2 in whenever. You can just press it in between to build up your your tier 3 ability. But anyways, enough talking. It's time to tier 3 Dr. Doom. We've been waiting for this for so long. Check out these stat bumps. He gains almost 40,000 HP, which is insane. And then he also gains just over 10,000. He gains like 11,000 or 12,000 energy attack, which is not bad at all. He actually gains 13,000 physical defense and 15,000 energy defense. They made him a very thick boy. Okay, let's go. Inevitable, what does that say? Inevitable Doom. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check it out. Okay. What? All right, they could have definitely added some music to that, or they could have added just some kind of sound effects. You get like a really brief, faint little sound effect of his, you know, armored arm going up and down, which is kind of nice, and sort of the detail is there, but it's so quiet. It looks really cool, but it's so quiet. It's just like, why? So yeah, 61,000 energy attack now, 81,000 HP. Again, this is without an obelisk. This whole time I've been without an obelisk. This is crazy to have those kinds of base stats. I haven't gone ahead and checked what his base stats are compared to other characters, but let's just see here. At tier 3, his base is 15k energy and 41, almost 42,000. I believe, if memory serves me right, Hulk has the highest base HP, or one of the highest base HPs, with about 47,000, but that is not that much higher, right? And if we take a look at him here, he's got 16, 2, and 48. Did I take him 16, 2, and 48? Did I take Dr. Doom to 70? I did. 16, 2, and 48. So his stats are still lower than Sentry's, which kind of makes sense because Sentry's a native tier 3, but still, his stats are kind of comparable. Now, let's go ahead and look here. Let's go back and see what kind of damage we can do. It took us, what was it, 23 seconds to trigger the first cutscene where we get that bubble from Cull. Let's see how long this takes now. So again, we're going to do 1, 4, 5. We canceled 4 a little bit early, but that's okay. We just let that beam rock out. We do 1, 2, 4 here, and then 3, and then we're just gonna, okay, we're gonna pop 5 here, and then 6, and let's see what kind of damage we do. Okay, true. Wow, that tier 3. I think that's gonna be really spicy. So we just shaved off another 10 seconds. We keep shaving off 10 seconds. 16, 27, 36. We just keep on shaving off 10 seconds as we go up. So yeah, that's so it looks like he could probably clear the stage. I don't even know if I was standing in the puddles. Oh yeah, you can see there 18 seconds on the buffs there. I just got the buffs. But yeah, I don't know, man. He's crazy. He looks really strong. Okay, let's see what he can do here. We're gonna test him out. We're gonna do the classic stage 9, no team up. And we're going to see what he can do. Okay, my bad. I made the mistake there. I did 3 first. So here we go. We're going to get debuffed. There we go. Then we're going to go into our rotation. Oh, we got knocked back. That's kind of unfortunate. But now we have the buffs here. Because I think with his invincibility, he's not getting debuffed. Yeah, you can see the damage seems a lot better. And we still have 7 seconds on that, right? Yeah, it seems like you have to be pretty technical with his rotation. Let's see if you can dodge. Let's see if you can dodge the cage with the animation. Oh, I think I just dodged it. No, I didn't. Okay. You can definitely dodge it with the co-op skill. But here we haven't been debuffed again. So I think using Ancient One might be the way to go, which is going to be impossible. Whoa. It's going to be impossible to use Ancient One. So we were about 15 seconds faster there. We're actually almost a minute faster. Yeah, it seems like Ancient One might be able to help him a lot, but you're not going to be able to use Ancient One and Doctor Doom a lot because of the fact that Ancient One is a hero, a blast hero, whereas Doctor Doom is a universal villain. A lot of the restrictions for World Boss Legend, you know, will delineate by type, either universal, blast, etc., or by hero/villain. So I'm not sure if that's going to work, but let me go ahead and try this here and see how consistent this is. So we trigger it right away. Okay, we get the buffs to start popping off. I'm gonna pop the tier 3. Tier 3 has tons of damage. Yes, look at that. Gorgeous. Okay. Do that there. Gonna pop off. Do we dodge the cage? We do. So okay, his tier 3 has stun immunity. That's really, really good to know. Okay. Multiple missile skills here. Getting the accumulation is nice. Yeah, so see, this is, yeah. So we moved from a minute 30, so 3:30 on the clock, to 3:45 to now a minute. For him to be able to do stage 9 in under a minute with no obelisk and no team up is pretty nice. That is pretty nice. That is not the most. I think that bodes well for his damage. It's just that you might need to use Ancient One to really get the most and to really be the most consistent out of him. But I would say that maybe it's worth testing the players and the devs, because it seems like his leadership, you know, at times doesn't activate his passive when you have. You know, if you have immunity up, for sure it's not going to. But when you have invincibility up, I thought it should still trigger, because invincibility can still get you hit by certain attacks. It can still trigger your immunity, but maybe not. Maybe you just have to stand there at the beginning and get hit, right? You can stand right at the beginning. If you just run up to Null and wait there, he's going to summon this purple spike, and that usually stuns you for 3 seconds. But if you're using his lead and you're not using Ancient One, then that will trigger your 18-second buff there. After that 18-second buff, you're just gonna have to pick and choose your spot for where you go for the buff. You maybe you don't cancel 1, right? You just want to use a non-iframe skill. Maybe you don't cancel 2 when you try to get the counter attack and the debuff, or maybe you just run into a tornado like we do with Falcon, Captain America Falcon, to trigger the buff as well. But again, that's using his leadership, not using Ancient One. Ancient One makes it way easier. Just stand in the cure, and you're golden. So yeah, hit me in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Doctor Doom tier 3. I'm very excited to throw an obelisk on him and see what he can do next, and then throw a CTP on him as well. It should be very, very exciting. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.